collapse a bit, which I'm perfectly happy with, and I'm happy with the outcome of it.